We've done quite a bit of vegetable farming, maize, a little bit of dairy farming, that kind of stuff. These are the troughs for feeding the cows. The milk goes, beyond the borders, which is good for our economy. This portion is chaos or sukuma wiki, as is locally known, which is our main source of income. The diversification of farm produce here is because people who buy from us are the people who demand that we do different things so that they can source different stuff from the same source. My name is Ndichu. This is Red Hill, where we do some little bit of farming on a small scale. We do vegetables. There's some little bit of dairy farming. On the vegetable side, we do some cabbages, sukuma wiki, spinach, spider plant, terere, managu, that kind of stuff. My parents were also farmers, so I got that inspiration from them. So it's kind of like a continuation from my parents, now again to me and my family also. The diversification of farm produce here is because, one, the market. You can't, you require several items, to go together. Like you can't just sell sukuma wiki on its own. You need a mixture of sukuma wiki, a mixture of all these vegetables you see. Because when we go to the market, normally people buy different varieties of the stuff. Actually, the people who buy from us are the people who demand that we do different things so that they can source different stuff from the same source. But when we have excessive production, we normally go to the markets around Nairobi, Rimuru, Wangige, and the surrounding areas around. We don't go through brokers. We get the customers direct to from us. These are not middlemen. When we go to the market, people ask you where do you get your stuff from. So you tell them you are a farmer. You farm them yourself. So they want to know where you are farming, and they come and see and they just source. Yeah, instead of you taking to them, they come for themselves. That is very, very beneficial because it saves on transport costs, and time from the farm to the market. That is a very helpful undertaking, because once they come to the farm, you don't need to go out there and do a lot of transportation, do a lot of packaging, so everything is done on the farm. My reasons for doing the small scale farming is because it requires a lot of money to do it on a large scale. So you begin small and you expand as you pile up you pile up your capital. This is where we do the maize, which is important for us because of feeding the cows. It's about a quarter of an acre. Yeah, we've done about a quarter of an acre for maize. Normally we do a little bit of green maize, yeah. So the little that remains is the one that we dry. When we harvest the maize, we use the maize husks for feeding the cows, which in return will give us manure for the farm. When you plant maize, after the maize, you do vegetables. They do very well because the soil has loosened. The soil has, they kind of add the fertility to the soil. Once you start crop, rotation, the soils don't get degraded. They keep on replenishing each other. So you do this for a certain, you do sukuma wiki for a certain period of time. After that, you do spinach on the same portion. You keep on interchanging them, interchanging them because you want to maintain the fertility of the soil. At the end of the maize, we have some bananas, which we use for our consumption. But when you get excess, we sell. These are the troughs for feeding the cows. You can see we have a few dairy cattle, which help us to give us milk for the farm, for the family, and also to make manure for the farm. It complements our vegetable growing because we get a lot of manure from them. We get milk from the cows, which we use to feed the family, and the milk that remains, we take it to the dairy, which is a ready market. We get a ready market. There are so many dairy cooperative societies that are around. That is where we deliver our milk, and we get a little bit of money also from the cattle. The milk goes, beyond the borders. We have markets across our neighboring countries, which is good for our economy. It is also good for trade, between our countries, our neighboring countries, and also it benefits the farmer because we get market for our products. I began with 1 cow, then I've been growing off and on. Sometimes I go up to 10, then as the market demands, sometimes I have to sell some so that I can do something extra for myself and for the family. Here we do some rabbits, which produce a lot of very high quality manure for the vegetables. Once in a while we buy some pellets for them. They are disease free. I haven't had any complications about with the rabbits. Yeah, just feeding them with the normal vegetables that we grow. This is a portion we do vegetables now. This portion is kales or sukuma wiki, as is locally known, which is our main source of income. The market for kales is quite good, so we don't have a problem with selling it. It's a very healthy undertaking because there are no chemicals involved. It's just water and manure, the normal manure from cows and rabbits, and even from the goats that we sometimes source from elsewhere. So normally this is very healthy. It has no side effects, and there are no chemicals involved. So it's very healthy actually. Right now there's no rainfall, so we are doing irrigation. You have to water the plants otherwise they will just dry and die up. We had to think of putting a small water pond. I wanted to call it a dam because it's a small thing, where we put a pump house so we can pump water into the farm. People irrigating down here are people that we employ. They get, something at the end of the day to help us water these vegetables, to do the weeding, even harvesting. We normally pay them, per bunch. Once you harvest about 10 bunches, you get your money, that kind of thing. It has actually helped me to bring up my children. I've educated them from selling these vegetables. They've gone up to the highest level of education through this small-scale farming that I do. Most people are not employed, in the formal sector, so they can self-employ themselves by doing this small-scale farming. It earns money to the lowest cadre of the society, Well, the government has tried to do some empowerment, like there's this subsidized fertilizer that has been quite helpful to us. Because one of the most important aspects of farming is the inputs. Inputs are very expensive, but once you get support from the government, you ease a lot of the burden. We need maybe a little bit of more government support in terms of extension services from the government, advice from those officers, They should be more on the ground than, in the offices. They should come and visit small-scale farmers around and see what challenges they have. Yes. Maybe also we'd request that maybe the government could also extend some financial support to the farmer. Yes. What I would like to say is that with those people who have been endowed with even small pieces of land around these areas, to take up the challenge of growing vegetables, they are, it is a lucrative business. It feeds it will feed your family, it will feed your neighbors, it will feed people in urban areas, and generally it will feed the world, So I urge them, and especially the young people, to take the challenge and do farming.